Discover solutions to issues that affect your family and professional life with practical information to help you get past life's adversities. Take a proactive approach to power up your life with Rosalie's expert resources.
Why should you be wearing sun protection every day? Well, according to the Environmental Protection Agency survey, about 38% of white adults in Florida had at least one sunburn in the past year. 5 sunburns put you at a significant risk factor for the development of skin cancer. And did you know about 626 people die from melanoma in Florida every year? And that St. Johns County has the highest melanoma death rate in the state? And it's 96% higher than the national average? So where do we learn good sun protection habits? Well, just ask Melissa Rycroft, Dancing with the Stars winner, who loves spending time with her family, especially outdoors. Good morning, Melissa.
Hi, Rosalie.
Moms should always put sun protection on their children. They may think that the sun never hurt them decades ago, but you really don't see the cumulative effect until you get much older.
Growing up, I was very kind of unaware of what skin damage was. You know, I didn't know that sitting out in the sun would hurt my skin years ago because I was focusing on the moment. You know, being a child of the 80s, early 90s, my parents probably weren't as aware of it either. But the older that we get, the more knowledge that we have that it has lasting permanent effects on your skin. And as you said earlier, you don't just have to be sitting out and laying out to need sunscreen. You know, going to get the mail, driving in your car, you know, I mean, if you can see the sun can see you. And you really need it, especially being in Florida, all aspects of your life.
Well, there's many elements of the environment to protect ourselves from. That's the sun, that's the wind, that's the water. And when we're driving the car, we also need to protect our skin, right?
Well, you just need to know where you're going and be aware of the environment around you. You know, you've got sand, extreme heat, especially being in Florida, you're well aware of that. You've got the water, you've got wind. You know, it's not like when we were younger where you just kind of go outside, come in with a nice tan on. You know, there's all these conditions and there's all these elements out there that can hurt you. And I've just partnered with Banana Boat to try to get the word out there that we want you to have fun. You're supposed to go out and have fun. You know, it's summertime. This is the time of family vacations and when you live outdoors. You just need to be smart while you're doing it. You know, you need to educate yourself. And Banana Boat has actually just launched this unconditional fun sweepstakes, the unconditional kind of being a play on words with those conditions we were talking about, the sun, the wind, the sand. And what it wants is it wants to promote families going out and having fun. Document it, take pictures of it. You can go online, upload your photos, and it actually rewards you for going out and having safe fun. You can get some fantastic outdoor prizes, swing sets, sandboxes, a stay at Great Wolf Lodge. And so you go, you have fun, and you get rewarded for it.
Moms may be playing outside with their kids and don't realize how quickly the little ones can burn. And when it's necessary to reapply after the child has been in and out of the water.
Absolutely, absolutely. Even if it's water resistant, you have to reapply it when they get out of the water and pull them out of the water to do it. My little one, she's got some fair skin and she has blonde hair, so I even have to apply sunscreen to her scalp. I have to get the spray lotion and put it all over. You know, it's our job to protect these kids. You know, she's got this perfect fresh skin right now and I want to keep it that way as long as possible.
And let's not forget all those gentlemen that are balding and love that sunburned head look. How should they protect themselves?
Put a hat on or slather some sunscreen on it.
Thanks, Melissa, for creating awareness of healthy sun protection habits right here in sunny Florida.
For more information, you can go to facebook.com/bananaboatbrand.
When we were kids, we always loved to play together after school and on weekends. Playing was socializing together. We climbed trees, rode bikes, played with friends. But today, most kids spend their free time holed up in their room, texting, downloading gaming apps, and watching tween TV. So what do parents need to know to get their kids unplugged and up and off the couch? Here, from Busch Gardens' parenting expert and Mom Central's CEO, Stacey Debroff, with some maybe not so surprising news. Good morning, Stacey.
Good morning, Rosalie. We are definitely raising a generation of digital natives. And at Mom Central, we fielded a survey with Busch Gardens and found that kids today are only averaging about 2 hours of unsupervised free play outside during the week, and only slightly more on the weekends. And when we were growing up, our moms just said, here's the back door, I'll see you later, like go. And we really now have to teach this whole generation of kids what it means to play outside and have fun.
Getting kids unplugged and out of the house is seemingly one of the biggest problems parents are having. So how do we teach our kids to play outside and to start socializing?
Well, what we have is kids that are plugged into an electronic playground. And so they, left to their own devices, they just have endless things that they can do. And what's happening is we're raising kids really disconnected from this sense of adventure, and they sort of know it. 95% of moms, 93% of kids wish they had more family fun together. And one of the things about being plugged in electronically, which is the bane of parents' time, is that the kids are, it's really hard to unplug them. They're isolated, they're doing their own thing, and just jump-starting them to get outside either by themselves during the day or structuring fun weekend or vacation outings and saying, come on, we're going to Busch Gardens and we're gonna ride thrill rides and we're gonna have these up-close encounters with animals and we're gonna learn about conservation or see what these animal curators are up to or go and just adventure in a safari or just wandering. For our kids or giant play structures, this is not what they have typically done. And yet it's what forms the backbone of childhood memories. They're not gonna be like, I had the best childhood. I texted 300 of my friends every day.
Tell us about the new survey findings.
What we found in the survey is that kids today are used to having adults supervise almost all of their time. 74% of moms report that when kids are outside playing, there's an adult nearby, mom, another family member or coach with a whistle and a clipboard in hand. And our kids have lost this ability to sort of jumpstart their own play. Part of it is that they are digital natives, and part of it is that we're so busy that we're running around and we're not pulling them outside. We almost need to teach them, like, here's how you play kick the can. Here's a tub of sidewalk chalk. Start drawing on the driveway. Things to get them really outdoors.
So what's natural fun deficiency?
A natural fun deficiency is what we're calling this lack of kids having unstructured outdoor play, this sense of fun that is associated with outdoors, whether it's building forts or learning to climb trees, exploring nature, getting outside and having these adventures and having them without having to have somebody lead them through every step of the way. And when we talk to the moms, we see that 74% of moms are really worried that their kids don't spend enough time playing outside, that they don't know how to fun on their own.
What can families do to build more fun time and happy time outside with their kids?
As parents today, we have an obligation to get kids past this natural fun deficiency and say, we are going to teach you how to have fun outside, whether it's on your own, with your friends, how we're going to embrace as a family. We're going to start hiking. We're going to bike as a family. We're going to pick up tennis. We're going to do things that build family culture, but also teach you that there's a lot of fun to be had that has nothing to do with electronics. Let's make memories, whether you're going to the beach or saying, you know what, we are going to go explore the Everglades. Whatever you're doing, get kids outside and make it a priority so that they feel it's important and that they associate it with having a tremendous amount of fun.
Thanks, Stacey, for inspiring us to get our kids outside and unplugged and enjoy Florida's unique attractions.
Thank you so much, Rosalie. I so agree. And also, people can get more information and tips at buschgardens.com.
Getting kids unplugged also helps fight obesity. Large corporations like Coca-Cola are advocating for Americans to get the ball rolling for a fun and active summer. Get the friends and family and plan activities together so everyone can participate. This summer it's time to get the ball rolling, so joining us this morning is Stuart Kronauge, General Manager of Coca-Cola North America, with an exciting initiative that will tackle the obesity problem in the U.S. Good morning, Stuart.
Good morning, how are you?
Tell us about your new initiative, Get the Ball Rolling, and how it will inspire people to get moving outdoors this summer.
Yeah, Get the Ball Rolling is a summer initiative where we're hoping to inspire 3 million people to get out and rediscover the joy of movement. You can see here in Atlanta on top of our building on the parking deck where some of our associates have started to get their ball rolling by running this morning before they head into work. So we're hoping that we can inspire people through local events, giving away soccer balls and other devices to help people get out, have fun, and get the ball rolling.
Any plans for the state of Florida?
Yeah, we have statewide plans. You can go to coke.com/coming-together to find more about it. We have local Boys and Girls Club events in places like Miami, park events throughout the state of Florida. And we have a Coca-Cola happiness truck which will be in Florida, which you can go and have a wee dance-off to turn the music up and have some fun. We have lots of things planned.
How many will benefit from this wellness initiative?
Last week, our chairman, Muhtar Kent, made a global commitment to help with the complex societal issue of obesity. And so this is just one part of the commitment where we are committing in all the countries where we do business to help people get out, get active, and get fun. It's just one part of the 4-part commitment.
How can consumers get more involved in this new movement?
They can go to coke.com/coming-together to look for more information in your local Florida area. And we hope you'll come out and join us at your local parks and other events.
Learn more about Florida obesity prevention, health, and nutrition programs at the Florida Department of Health.
Here we go. We're gonna make some juice.
It's gonna be good.
She's excited. A little bit of kale.
Please don't put this on
I'm putting it all over the line.
It's wet. It needs something. No, it'll go.
Don't break my juicer. Looks good.
You ready to try it?
Come on, baby.
Challenge your kids to be active and eat healthy.
It's okay.
Okay, all right.
They might surprise you.
Hey, she took another sip. You saw it?
Search We Can for more ideas on how you and your kids can get healthy together.
Lead paint poisoning affects 1 million children today. It's also 100% preventable. If your home was built before 1978, visit leadfreekids.org to learn more.
The summer holidays are the hottest time of the season to enjoy a family getaway. But how can we stretch the budget to make the family vacation a cool reality? Here with tips to find discounts on hotels, food attractions, and other things that everyone will enjoy is Sarah Gavin, Expedia travel expert and mother of 4. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning, Rose. Thanks so much for having me.
Summer is here, so what are some popular new travel trends for families?
You know, in the summer, there's nothing that beats a trip to Disney. And in particular, Disney World has a lot that's new going on this year. Fantasyland just opened up this last winter, so if you haven't been in the last 6 months, there's so much new. It's the monstrous summer, so there's a lot going on for Monsters, Inc. So, you know, the nice thing about Disney is it's always new. And there's a lot of great ways to save, whether you're going to Disney or whether you're going on a family trip to the beach. There's more ways than ever to save this year.
Where are some of your favorite places to go or not to go if your family wants to avoid those crowds this summer?
You know, I'm a beach girl myself. When it comes to picking my own vacation, that's always what I do. And a lot of the big beach resorts, you can find great package deals. So, you know, the trick that everybody thinks is like to game the system on airfare and say, oh, I'm gonna book it, you know, 2 a.m. on a Tuesday and maybe that'll save me $10 or $25. And the big secret really comes down to you want to book your flight and your hotel at the exact same time. And if you're going to those big beach destinations, you can save on average up to $500. That's real money. And that also means, you know, you can tend to stay at that nicer resort that maybe has fewer crowds at it and get a little bit of that extra space, you know, get that chair by the pool that otherwise would be taken at some of the other resorts.
So what are some key travel plans to start planning your vacation now?
You know, the real difference this year is it's actually never too late to plan. With the rise of mobile apps, and Expedia's got a great one out there, you can really get amazing deals at the last minute. So often families are looking to save money and they say, oh, I don't know if we can commit to that big week-long trip, but they'll look at their schedule on a Friday and say, oh my gosh, we could totally get out of town this weekend. pick up your mobile app, or your mobile phone, use the Expedia mobile app, and on average for those last minute deals, you can save up to about 60% just to get away that same night. It's a really good way for families to save money and sort of still make sure you get those little summer breaks in, even if you can't afford a big vacation.
We're all trying to save money with the cost of living going up. So share with us some travel secrets to help us save money once we're at our destination.
When you're looking at saving money once you're there, you want to think about, how do I do that same kind of mobile trip with activities? So to say, oh, a snorkeling trip. If you book that snorkeling trip really far in advance, that tour advisor can charge you that full price, right? They've got plenty of time to sell that seat on that boat, or on whatever it is. If you wait till the last minute, you can often negotiate to say, hey, your boat's not full, you're gonna go out snorkeling, or you're gonna do some other activity. Give me a deal for my family of 4, or for me, give me a deal for my family of 6. I think we're practically buying in bulk everywhere we go at this point.
We all need some time away from the kids to recharge our love life, even if it's just a long weekend. Any suggestions on how to get away so we can be a happier camper when we return to work?
We actually just did a big survey called the Expedia Pleasure Index, and it looked at all of that. It looked at the role that vacation plays in happiness with your family, happiness with your marriage, happiness with your job, and it is so unbelievably important to get away. And that's where those last minute deals can make such a huge difference. Even just getting away for a night and going out to a nice dinner, or just sneaking away for a weekend, makes a huge difference to recharge those batteries. So you just embrace the idea that you can find great deals in mobile. You can find great deals on the Expedia Facebook page as well, to be able to get away at the last minute and sort of recharge.
Thanks, Sarah, and have a great summer.
Thanks so much, Rose. You too.
Looking for some quality time away with someone special? Are you envisioning yourself on the high seas, out to explore and discover a new experience? If you like to cruise on a big ship, but don't like the crowds of people crammed into a mega ship that looks like an amusement park, including the long lines, we have news for you. Joining us this morning to present a surprising new focus in touring is Tor Hagen, chairman of Viking Cruises, and travel expert Ann Scully. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And tell us why we should consider cruising on a smaller ship. What are the benefits?
Well, it's intimate, it's personal. You're going to get to know your fellow passenger. You're going to have smaller tours. You're going to have opportunities to ask questions to your tour guides. You're going to have time to hear those answers. You're also going to get to go back on board and share wonderful stories with your fellow passengers. But you're going to enjoy upfront, close, personal, the wonderful cultures that this world can offer us.
Tor, why has your company created a new concept in the cruise industry by launching a new small ocean cruise ship?
During the past 15 years, Viking has been operating river cruises in Europe for the American passengers. And we have seen a phenomenal growth in this product. So we have been growing at 35% per annum. We start to think about what is going on. Why are the Americans wanting to be on the river cruisers, which are 200 passenger ships? And we talked to them and said, well, we want small ships and we want to go to great destinations. Now, when we looked at the map, we said there are a number of destinations that river ships can't go to. So we looked at Venice, Rome, Athens, Istanbul, the Baltics, and said, now let's try to design a small ship, a smallish ship, for these destinations. And we ended up with Viking Star, which is 928 passengers ship, all veranda staterooms, large cabins, and we designed itineraries which allow the ships to stay long in port, so the guests can stay in port, explore the cities we visit, and so forth. And above all, we managed to do this at a price which is very, very competitive. We include everything in the product. We don't want to rip off our customers. They should know exactly what things cost. We include a shore excursion in every port. We include wine with lunch and dinner. Wi-Fi is free, and so forth. So I think we have gone away from the directions of the large cruise lines, which has really been to have larger and larger ships, less and less included, more and more time at sea and less in port, and taking exactly the opposite approach. Now this appeals to the guests who come on river ships, which tend to be baby boomers, 55-year-old plus people, and I think we just want to replicate the river cruise experience on the oceans. And the initial reactions is that this will be a very, very popular product.
Are small ships more difficult to get reservations on, and are they much more expensive to book than a larger ship?
Well, I have a feeling it's going to be difficult to get on board Tor's new ship because everybody's going to want to get on it. Will it be more expensive? Perhaps up front it might sound more expensive, but it's final price that matters. And at the end, everything is included. I mentioned earlier, you're going to see the world on the US dollar. When everything's included, it's all inclusive to include your shore excursions, some wine with dinner at lunch. It's the best value there is. It's a wonderful, wonderful way to travel, and it is what I would call the very best value out there.
Tor, how is the Viking Star trying to attract a different clientele?
I think there's been built 1 or 2 ocean ships of this size category in the past 10 years. And what we have done is, of course, we have taken advantage of all technical developments in this period of time and been able to make a very cost-effective ship so that we can offer our customers great value for money. So I think we saw there is an opening in the market where nobody else has wanted to go. We are quite sure that this is the right size ship for our river cruise passengers, and we're quite sure that they will come in droves or something like that to join the ocean ship.
Thank you both for joining us this morning and sharing the news that smaller can be greater.
Thank you, Rosalie.
Thank you.
The Florida Department of Health reports diabetes is the 6th leading cause of death in Florida. Type 2 diabetes is a progressive disease that affects the body's ability to metabolize sugar or glucose. Here to discuss this killer of a disease is Dr. Richard Aguilar, Medical Director of Diabetes Nation and the Diabetes Care Foundation. Good morning, Doctor.
Good morning, Rose. Thanks for having me on your program today.
With over 1.5 million Floridians diagnosed with diabetes, why are the numbers continuing to increase throughout the nation?
You know, Rose, it's a terrible problem, not only for your state, where you have 8.7% of your population, but all across the country, we're seeing an alarming increase in type 2 diabetes. 23 million Americans. In fact, 1 in every 12 Americans have type 2 diabetes. That's 1 out of every 4. Part of the reason why, Rose, is because there's an increasing epidemic of obesity and a lack of exercise. And so this is really increasing the acceleration of diabetes across the country.
What is the distinction on how the body is impacted differently from type 1 diabetes versus type 2 diabetes?
That's a great question. Type 1 diabetes, as many of your audience might know, is when a younger individual typically, where they no longer produce insulin whatsoever. And so insulin needs to be replaced to treat those individuals with type 1 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes typically happens beyond the age of 40. So it's usually an adult cause of type 2 diabetes. And it's accelerated by, as I mentioned earlier, weight, obesity, a lack of exercise, and those patients have a different problem. They have an inability to get the glucose out of the system. The body has resistance to the insulin, which helps the muscles absorb the glucose, and because of this, the glucose continues to rise. And as a result, we use a number of different medications to try and help dispose of the glucose by tucking it into various different parts of the body to try and get it out of the bloodstream.
Are certain races or ethnicities at an increased risk of developing type 2 diabetes?
Absolutely. In fact, the United States, 8% of Americans have type 2 diabetes, but the rates are much higher for certain ethnic populations. In the Latino population, for example, it's as much as 8.6%, and in African American population, it's over 12.5%. But that differs between certain nationalities within, for example, the Latino population. If you are a Central American or a South American or from Cuba, your rates are less than 7%. But for those from, for example, Mexico or Puerto Rico, it's almost 13%. So ethnicity plays a very large role in how much the percentage of that population develops type 2 diabetes.
It's interesting to see how certain ethnicities, like us Italians, are more at a diabetic risk because of the foods they eat, right?
In part, because you could still have an individual from a specific ethnic population and they don't carry the risk or doesn't unravel as often as another individual from the same race because other factors from the environment. For example, you might have an obese Italian versus a thin Italian. And I'm married to an Italian myself, and she keeps herself very thin and trim, and it lowers the risk. Diabetes is like a train, and the more coal you put in the locomotive, the faster the train goes. So if you're not exercising or having too many calories or you're obese, that accelerates that train and you tend to develop diabetes earlier.
Why is it so important to take a holistic approach to diabetes management?
It's very important because it's the complete natural care of the person that helps their health. Good sleeping habits, a nice routine of activity, and certainly medications that help lower the glucose. Because despite all the things that we can do, exercising and reducing our caloric intake, diabetes is a disease that requires complete intervention, not only through natural exercise and diet, but also we require in many cases to use medications to lower the glucose because the body now requires additional support to get these sugars under control. They can get more information about diabetes at www.invocana.com.
Thank you, Doctor, for educating our viewers to the importance of controlling your diet to prevent type 2 diabetes.
Thank you so much, Rose. I'm glad to be here.
Remember, just one sunburn during your childhood raises the risk of melanoma, the most deadly type of skin cancer, not to mention premature wrinkles. And get your kids unplugged and outside to enjoy a healthy childhood. That will get the ball rolling for everyone in the family, to include a trip to one of Florida's unique attractions. Or plan a quick getaway from the kids to recharge your love life. And share with us your plans for a fun-filled summer vacation at facebook.com or join us at RosalieArcherShow.com. And have a great summer. See you next week. Will the solutions to this show's issues help you or a loved one? Find shows like this and others on our website at RosalieArcherShow.com.